Alright guys, welcome back. This is going to be a tutorial of the Trans Siberian Orchestra / Savatage classic, Christmas Eve Sarajevo 1224. Now this, for me, this will always be a Savatage song because the first time I heard it was on the Dead Winter Dead album in the 90s. And of course it's blown up and it's the go-to classic for the Trans Siberian Orchestra. Rightly so. It's a great song. But I did a playthrough performance of this last Christmas, which was in 2020, and had a bunch of people ask if I could do a tutorial on the various parts. And so it took me a year to get to it, but it's a year later, and I tried to don the essential wardrobe. I've even got the classic Frosty the Snowman cup, as I did last time. So we'll just pretend this is a continuation of the playthrough. So I've included that playthrough a couple times for your reference. So what I'm going to do is show you how I played it, and so that you can easily see what I'm doing on the video as compared to what I'm showing you how I'm fingering things. The guys in Trans Siberian Orchestra may play things slightly different as far as the fingerings go, and even a few of the notes could be different. But this works really well for me. I've played this live before, and I'm planning on playing it again this year in 2021 live, and this is how I'll do it. So if nothing else, this will give you a very good composite of all the parts to it. So I've also I've written out the tab for you in my own very own handwriting, just because I wanted to make the parts very clear and clean. So in the description box, you will see, there's too much glare here, but there will be a folder you can download, a link, and you can get the tab for this there. Also in the description box, please make sure and grab my free sweet picking guide, Sweet Picking Bootcamp. It's my free gift to you. So make sure and check that out. It's a no-brainer. It's free. It's got tab, guitar profiles, video, everything you need to get cracking with sweet picking. All right? All right, so let's get started with the various parts. Now, it starts out with a clean idea, and what I'm going to do is show you a couple ways to do this, and the reason is that I just saw Trans Siberian Orchestra about a week ago, and I saw how they were doing the intro with the clean guitar, and it makes a lot of sense, and it's super easy. But on the original recording, you can clearly hear how the notes are ringing together. And come to find out that the original had a capo on the 2nd fret, and so the open string was sounding like this F sharp, and that's the way they were getting this. But there's another way to play that where they can all ring together, and you'll see on the tab. But let me just show it to you. So you're going to put middle finger on 9 on the D string, pinky on 11. You're going to play the index finger with your on the 8th fret on the B string, and then you're going to play the open high E. But start on the D string and then go right to the 1st string and then play the B and then the G, and so you get this. Right? So that last note is the F sharp that would be here if you had a capo on. Okay, so that's number 1 if you really want that cool, authentic ringing intro, or you could do it like they do it live now, which is very simple. And you just have the 9th fret on the D and G, 8th fret on the B, and then play 7 on the B string. That sounds great too. That's how they do it. That's probably how I would do it as well. Anyway, there you go. There's the intro, and then it kicks in with the E power chord. Just a garden variety at the open string, open low E, and 2nd fret on the B. Okay. As far as the rhythm parts go, we're not going to cover the chords. We're going to cover all the lead parts because I know that's what you guys want to know. But there is a section in the middle where it does kind of a galloping. And all that is I'm just doing that gallop on the low E string. While the keyboard's doing its thing. So when you see me doing that in the performance video, that's what's going on there. All right, so let's get to it. Now, the first little bit here is it's a kind of a theme. So I'm calling this the theme, where it goes. And this is 8, 7, 8 on the B, and then 9 on the G. And you're going to give that 9th fret a little bit of a vibrato. Now, while that's going on, the second 4 times, there's a harmony that comes in, and it's playing this. And that's just 12, 10, 12 on the B, and then 12G. And this is a thirds harmony, so it's a third higher up the scale in this case. Very common that you hear this in bands like Iron Maiden and Thin Lizzy. Very common with the thirds. So that is the first theme there that's going on. So once again, and then you can keep playing that, or if you have two guitar players, you could play the harmony part, or if you just wanted to imply the harmony part, you can move up, which is what I did on the video. Played 4 here and then 4 here. All right, now let's move on. After that, we're gonna play what I'm calling the motif, the first motif, which is kind of this descending line. And here's how I'm playing it. Okay, so I give you 2 ways to finger this. Here's my way. You're gonna play 3 times on the high E string, 12th fret, 10th fret, high E, and then 13, 12 on the B, 2 more times on the B, 12th fret. Then we're gonna play 10B, 12G, back to 10B twice. So far we have then we're going to play 12-10B and then 9th fret G 4 times. When I do that, I switch to my pinky and then in middle finger and grab the 9th fret with my index finger. Now this might be awkward for some of you guys. This feels really good to my hands. So try that out. If that doesn't work for you, here's another way to do it, which actually makes a lot of sense. But I've been playing it this way for so long that this feels awkward to me now. Here's the other way. Same notes, by the way. So check out the tab and you can see that. Okay, that's written out for you there in case you want to check that out. Now we get to the next part, which I'm calling motif 2, which is this ascending. This ascending idea, which uses the melodic minor scale, the E melodic minor, but starting on a B note, which is over a B chord, by the way, and we're playing. Very important to get that bend correct as well. So the notes are 14 on the A string, 11, 13, 14 on the D, 11, 12 on the G, and then grab with your ring finger, grab 14 on the G, bend that up a whole step, release it, and then play 12 on the G. So the first 2 times you're going to do that with the bend, then you're going to do it 2 more times, but just play it up to the 12th fret without the bend, like that, right up to scale. Now what we're going to do is switch positions. We're going to play the octave of that, octave higher. Play 16G, 14, 16, 17 on the B, and then 14, 15 high E. All right, so here's all that together. Then to end it, we're climbing all the way up to the 22nd fret on the B string. So you're going to come out of this, slide right up to 22, and you're going to go 19, 20, 21, 22, and then bend 22 a half step, and then bend it another half step. Pretty tricky. Now, if you have 24 fret guitar, you don't have to do that. You can just play 22, 23, and 24. But I'm playing it on a 22 fret guitar, so I got to do these bends here. That's a little tricky. Make sure when you play this, try it slow to make sure you get all the pitches correct. Alright, so if I do all that together, sound like that. Okay, and then just slow it down, slowly speed it up, and you can work it up to the tempo that you need to play it. Okay. Okay, and then right as we, for the next part, as we bend the 22nd fret up a whole step, the keyboard's in, with the descending line, and we're going to play, we're going to let that go, and then we're going to come in and play that same line. So, that's how I did it. And it's 12th fret on the high E. Twice, and then 10 on the high E. And what you're going to do is, on the second 12, give it a little vibrato. And then on the B string, you're going to play 13. And on the second time, give it a little vibrato. 12, 10 on the B string. So back to 12 on the B with a little shake. And then 12, 11 on the G. Twice, and then 12 twice, 11, and then 11 back to 9. The second time it goes. Just sort of slide up from 7 to 9 to end up on the on that E note. Okay, and then couple other things I want to mention. Now we're into this middle section, which is really long, where that's the part where I took my coffee drink on the video, and there's this thing going on. It's actually in the beginning too. You could always play this while that E power chord's being held. There's this little idea that's muted that goes. Like that in the background. And what that is just, if you think of an E power chord, it's the top part of the chord on the D and the G strings. You start with the G string and play 9 twice, and then play 9 once on the D, back to the 9G, and then twice on the D. So you get this. If you want to bar it, you could. And you just repeat that. Alternate picking the whole way there. So that's going on too. That's another little fun part you can add in, especially if you have multiple guitar players, if you're playing this live. Okay, then the next thing that happens, we have this lead guitar line. And it's right out of the E minor scale. We're bending 15 up on the B, a whole step, bringing it down, and then playing 15 with vibrato. Now we're going to play 12 on the B string and bend that up a half step, bring it down, and then add vibrato to 12. You can kind of hear that, sort of that. You want to hear the note move. Almost like a crying sound. And that's what really gives a lot of the Trans Siberian Orchestra stuff the rock edge. You can hear those lead guitars and their bending notes. Those little half-step bends are really cool that you can hear in almost all of the lead guitar stuff that they do. So that happens, and then that leads right back into okay. And so after that lead guitar line there's a break, and right after the break the guitar comes back in, or you can play it here. Up higher, which is 15, 14, 15 high E, and 17 on the B. I think on the video I played it here. It actually makes more sense to play here because the next thing you're going to do is bend 17 on the high E up a whole step. And so after the bend 17 on the high E up a whole step, bring it down, pull off to 15, 17B. Then grab 15 high E, 22 high E, and then bend that up a whole step. And then you're back to this. All right, and then we come to the last time that we're going to play this motif 2. And the way I've got the tab written is you play that twice and then move up to the higher octave and do this 3 times, and then the final idea with that chromatic line like that. So that whole part would go like this. Now when you get here to the top, you're going to keep repeating this. And add some vibrato onto it. And behind that, the chords are moving. Which all leads up to the grand finale with the cool lick at the very end here that's harmonized. So those are all the parts besides the ending. Hopefully that all makes sense. Now, when we play the ending lick here, the way I do it is I'm playing 3 notes per string except for 1 note on the D string. And I'll show you how it goes. So I'll show you the notes first. 19, 17, 15 on the high E. Same thing on the B. So 19, 17, 15, high E and B. 17, 16, 14 on the G. And then play 17 on the D. And then what you're going to do is climb back up. And then it starts over here. So these are all triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So every time you start a new cycle, you're starting on the 19th fret. Now, this you're going to play this a total of 4 times, and it's fast, and you can alternate pick it. Or you can maybe do a mix of picking and pull-offs if you want. Like that'd be more like legato. I think what I did is a mix of the picking and the legato there. So once you have the notes, you can really play it however you want with the picking or the legato, or a combination of the two. Whatever allows you to play it the most natural way that you can get up to speed. That lick has a harmony on it, which is this. And that's 15, 14, 12, i.e. 15, 13, 12 on the G, on the B, 14, 12, 11 on the G, 14 on the D, and then climb back up. 11, 12, 14, 12, 13, 15, 12, 14. So that would be now the ending of it. So you're going to do this 4 times. Okay, and then you're going to play 15, 17, 19, 22, 22, hold that, and then one more 22 at the end. Okay, so let me just play this last line slow with the ending part as well. And then you hear the fade out. With that part as well. All right, guys. So that's how I do it. There's a lot to take in there, but it's a lot of fun to play, and I really think that it's a great idea to try to work this up for the Christmas season if you're into, Trans Siberian Orchestra or Savatage, or if you ever wanted to play this song. It's not that difficult once you get the parts memorized. I don't think there's anything here except for that last lick which would keep anyone from giving this a go. And that last lick, like I said, you can use some pull-offs and whatnot to speed that up if you're having trouble picking every note. So there you go, Trans Siberian Orchestra, Christmas Eve, Sarajevo. I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure and grab the tab in the description below and get your free sweet picking guide. Happy holidays, guys. Kudos to Frosty. We'll see you on the next video. Rock on.